Hi, how are you? My name is Jennifer. Here we talk about everything. And today we are talking about reality. The reality of what the fuck is going on right now. The reality is we're about to go to war on our own land, in our own country. And most of our military is overseas fighting battles we shouldn't even be dealing with. But they had to do that because that's what they were told to do. And the reason they were told to do that, that's why Ukraine got hit. That's why all this fighting is going on overseas, to make the United States weak. If we don't have our armed forces over here fighting our stuff, and they're over in other countries fighting their stuff, that leaves us more viable for more, not viable, but more open to being hit. We have Russia sitting in Miami and New York right now. And though I know you guys enjoy making fun of me, and go ahead, please do, because listen, all your made fun of me has made my gifts extraordinary. So listen, whatever makes you good, but what you need to be worried about really is your strength, your endurance, your sobriety, your food in your fridge, and survival, because it is going to be survival of the fittest. Do you want to lose this country? Do you? Or do you want to fight for this country? You might be mad about what the government is doing, but we the people own this country, live this country, and this is all we got, is this country. So will you do us all a favor and think about that sobriety for a little bit? Think about all those reasons why you're hating on somebody for a minute. Is it worth it? Is there a true reason why you need to be doing it? Because in this moment in time, we really need to be sticking together, teaching each other different tactics of how to farm, how to protect yourself, how to search. We have a lot of retired military that right now you could be serving your people in your communities right now by teaching them how to survive in combat times. We are taught that in boot camp, okay? You're taught how to live off nothing in boot camp. You're taught how to catch liars. You're basically taught how to be a cop in boot camp, but with survival. Like, we're taught how I don't know how they do it in the Air Force. I don't know how they do it in the Army, or I was in the Navy. And in the Navy, they teach you ground and water. Like, you have to learn how to be stranded at sea with 100 pounds of luggage on your back. And it doesn't matter if you're only 122 and you got to carry 100 pounds on your back. You still got to carry that 100 pounds on your back. And you got to learn how to swim with it. Now, you heard me. You got to learn how to swim with that 100-pound sea bag on your back in the Navy. I don't know if I did that for regular Navy or the SEALs, but I know I had to do it. I did very little training for sea ops. They wanted me to be part of the first crew, and it didn't work out that way. I went to the ceremonial honor guard instead. Hoo hoo, holla. Anyway, the ceremonial honor guard are the people you see in the movies, the people you see at the ceremonies, the people you see at the funerals, the people you see. They're the ones that represent. You have them, all the guards have them. They're all in different colors. Those are the ones that you see. They are specifically trained for that stuff, and that is their purpose in the military. They are just as important as anybody else. I also gave tours on a ship. Anyway, which also gave me anyway, I liked it. Listen, I want you guys to please take the time to teach your neighbors, especially the young folks, how to survive. Get your flashlights. And I'm not saying this to go out and be real about this. Be considerate. You're not the only person alive. You're not the only person in the America, and you are not the only person who needs stuff. Flashlights. Don't worry about getting candles. I mean, you can get a few candles, but you really need flashlights and batteries. Canned goods. More fruit than vegetables. But you can get canned meats as well. Canned fruit, canned vegetables. Bottled water is another one. I don't have bottled water. I did have bottled water, but I have learned that the bottled water needs filtered more than the tap water around here. So, like, literally, my coffee pot was going crazy when I was using bottled water. You know, when you have the filtered coffee, when it filters your water, the dirtier it is, the whiter the stuff is around your coffee thing. Well, when I was using bottled water, it was really, like, I was having to wipe that off. And I was like, that is nuts, dude. This is bottled water. I've been using my tap water. I stopped bottled water a couple months ago. And I've been using tap water, and my tap water is fine. It's fine. You barely even see it. But that bottled water is needing filtered more than the tap water. So stop buying bottled water. It is not good for you. Use those filters. Get those filters that you can put on your thing, or just get tap water. It is filtered. And with the things that they're doing, this is other stuff. Anyway, we're talking about the war right now. I need you to get off the fucking drugs. Listen. I have reasons to need pain meds. People can say that I need reasons for psych meds, but I'm off of them. And the biggest reason, and you're like, but I have diabetes, I have heart conditions. Wean yourself off of these things. Talk to your doctor about it on how to safely come off of them, and find herbal supplements, because these pharmacies are shutting down. When we start going to war, these fucking pharmaceutical companies and the gas stations and the fucking grocery stores, they're not going to be open. You're not going to be able to get to your meds. So you're going to need to find different things that are going to help you sustain your life properly. That's a big reason why, like, in some places they're trying to say no meat, no meat, no meat. But if you eat vegetables, it fucks up your stomach. You eat fruit, you're not going to have enough nutrients. You must eat some meat. I forgot bone broth today. Anyway, I can order some. Anyway, meat, bone broth, those are things that are natural to your system and very easily bring back the things to your system that you need for survival purposes. They do help. I'm not talking about these fucking bottles of supplements. I'm talking about hardcore meat. And listen, if you're worried about the safety of your meat, go to your local taxidermy. They do sell meat. A lot of these places, they sell meat. Go to your local farmer. Find out what taxidermist they go to. You don't have to get your meat at the grocery store. That's just a convenience. Okay? So just another thing. Start growing your vegetables inside. Because, look, there's so much criminal activity going on outside. And when this war, when they get into the States, when they start fighting us here, you're going to want to stay in the house. You're going to want to be able to not have to go out in this shit if you don't have to. So grow some of your vegetables outside and grow some of your vegetables inside. If you're going to grow vegetables or grow fruit, please don't eat your cats and dogs. I have to come after you in your sleep. I'm just saying. Listen, there are some things that are off limits, and your pets are one of them, okay? Family members as well. Even if they're bad people, you can't be that hungry. Just remember, what you eat is what you are, so I'm just saying, listen. We're not that desperate for it, but What you can do while we still have our YouTube is get online for some very easy recipes, very different recipes that you can use. Look for recipes that people used in the Depression. Ways of canning stuff, ways of being able to preserve stuff. We don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know when it's going to start. But what they're saying is within the next 5 to 10 days. Listen, I love all of you. I have issues with some of you, but I love all of you. And I want all of us to survive on the other side of this. And the only way to do that is for all of us to get along, all of us to take in information on how to survive correctly, working together, coming over addictions and hardships, and being prepared. And if you don't know how to shoot a gun, now's the time to learn. If you don't know how to shoot a bow and arrow, now is the time to learn. And yes, bows and arrows are very awesome. You're like, I want it. Fuck that. I want a gun. Let me tell you something. A bow and arrow can hit a motherfucker 2 foot away and they won't even fucking know you're standing there. But a gun, even with a silencer, they're going to hear that click. But you don't ever hear it. By the time you hear that ding, it's too late. It's too late. When that ding hits with that bow and arrow, it's too late. Anyway, you do have to have a strong arm for the bow and arrow, so just be prepared for that. Teach your children if they're of age. Because, listen, if they're not with you, they need to learn how to defend themselves. And these people coming after us are Russians, Vietnamese, heartless ass motherfuckers, and they don't mind killing their own blood to get where they're going. Oops, I said the wrong thing. Listen, I gotta watch these words. I'm gonna cut it there because it might cut me off now. Love, light, life, prepare.